Abuzz. In the morning of the day I plummet to earth, I lay the cards before me. Today, at a turn, the King of Cups rides higher, athirst for a constant stream of stimulation, eager for new experience, for lush landscapes, garish with the splendid maleness of peacocks in full eye-popping display. Yet behind the king and overhead looms a silent, steaming waterfall. Reckless on his light steed, he drinks deeply from the bejeweled flagon of self-dramatization, knows the reign of infinite thirst, hunger without limits. This early October 2003 morning is darkened by low clouds and fog, and yet limited visibility, limits, bounds, and confines are things I don't wish to hear, refuse to see. In the car headed for the nearest mountains, exceed all posted speed limits. Among the trees, following the stream up, we are reminded of our ultimate place in the natural world. The flies, especially, are gleeful to greet us so soon. Sitting on a large boulder in a shady grove, I think, what would you say to me, brother stone, if I had but the time to listen long in silence? At the head of Monrovia Canyon, the waterfall, the destination for all for whom there can be no travel without arrival. When we hike that far back into the landscape, I am intrigued by the cascading two-tiered flow. Seeing this doubleness with an eye enhanced by a camera, I climb the sheer rock face to peer into a small pool at the bottom of the first cataract, some 30 feet above the forest floor, just as that day's card indicated I might. Restless, impatient, anxious for a stream of new stimulus. As I climb, my wife calls alarm. Prudent warnings to a 58-year-old man in old tennis shoes worn as smooth as the weathered rock face. Then I look down into the lofty pool for which I risk so much. Fast food containers float in fetid water. I turn away, do not take the picture, pivot to climb down, lose my footing, and in seconds am stunned to find myself riding the rock face down, holding the 35mm camera with my left hand, rolling forward to protect it while clawing at swiftly receding stone with my right hand, scraping it bloody. Twisted and riding down on my right buttock, a fat wallet filled mostly with ID, credit, and library cards. Flying feet first off the edge, sitting in air for a few seconds, falling 10 feet more, feeling like I am flying, thinking, this is not so bad. Then landing seated on soft ground at the foot of the waterfall, hitting hard, a shock to my spine, the wind knocked out of me. Astonished, pained, at first cannot move. Then unable to stand, my right leg too weak, a vertebrae crushed, nerves damaged. Soon seated leaning against a boulder, I listen to the stones, hearken to my own stunned silence. An hour passes before cell phones summon a ranger, police, and what may have been the entire Monrovia Fire Department. The firemen, despite my back injury, pick me up by my hands and feet to load me onto a single-wheeled gurney. Then a long, bumpy, twisting ride up and down the narrow hiking trail to the parking lot. 5 stops along the way to allow me to vomit into the undergrowth. 2 more upheavals in the ambulance on the way to Methodist Hospital in Arcadia, California, where the emergency room doctor suggests another hospital. A back specialist there, he says, once operated on him very successfully. Then an ambulance ride to Western Medical Center in Anaheim, California, late into the night. The spine doctor there the next day shows me my x-rays, calls me a borderline case, recommends a back brace instead of surgery, confides, I make much more doing surgery.